If you love homesteading content, simple living, or the wholesomeness of country life in Australia from a real perspective, then you are in the right place. We're Diane and Sam, a couple of Aussies putting in the hard work to ensure we are eating the most wholesome food we can and reducing our carbon footprint by embracing a self-sufficient and connected lifestyle off-grid. This week, we bring you along as we begin some very exciting projects on our homestead, including a temporary awning that can withstand 60-kilometre gusts of wind and the first garden.
Over winter time, something that's really cool is as the sun shines, it actually naturally warms up the bus. So we're able to passively heat our bus over winter time. The trouble is, though, that on warmer days, which we tend to get quite a lot around here, it actually heats the bus up too much. And we've been having to run our air conditioner on in the winter time. So it's actually been really comfy and cozy inside the bus, but it's almost a little bit too much, which makes you wonder just how hot it really gets in there over summertime. I think I've seen our temperature control get up to 40 degrees. So we are fixing that at the moment by adding an awning, a temporary awning to our bus.
It's been so wonderful getting back into the swing of things as the days warm up. We have recently moved onto our friend's block of land and began establishing a little off-grid homestead for our self-converted bus home. In that time, we have also had a baby and come back from a year on the road. The reason our awning has to be temporary is because to comply with local laws, our home needs to retain its ability to be mobile. So our challenge is to create a home that has security and permanence, but also the ability to disappear completely if we need to. That's why we love using logs from our forest to build with. We love the way our structures look with the logs, but we are also able to help pay for our rent by thinning out the overgrown cattle paddock. And when it is time to move on from this beautiful opportunity, we can also take all the structures down and have an epic bonfire to go away with. One of the challenges of where we live is the strong winds that come through year round, but especially in spring. We have had multiple gazebos, shade structures, and other bits and pieces thrown around our property or destroyed altogether. So when figuring out how to attach our DIY awning, we had to consider how to make it windproof. This continues to be a work in progress, as you'll see.
Hey guys, I'm sitting in the beautiful shade of the awning that I put up, and just to talk through what I did, I wanted to make sure that we weren't going to put up an awning that was going to become compromised by the winds. I go away for like 18 hours at a time, and I needed to have a setup that I could quickly and easily take down safely if the winds do unexpectedly pick up, which they do around here because we live on top of a hill. So what we've done is we've opted for a really high quality canvas tarp, and it's a really like heavy duty tarp. And then all of the tie downs I've opted for either ocky straps or a flexible rope. And the reason for that is because if a wind does kick, I want some flexibility. I don't want all of the stretching to be happening in the tarp, because that's what's going to lead to ripping, or like all the pressure is going to come down to like one eyelet in the corner, and that's going to rip, and then the whole thing's going to be useless. So what I've done is I've used ocky straps everywhere along the whole thing, and I've used ocky straps to attach it to a piece of timber on the roof of the bus, and then I've strapped that down using proper ratchet straps. So that piece of wood is like locked onto the bus, and then I've used ocky straps to attach the tarp to them. The benefit has been that when we've had some really massive winds come through and I haven't been here, the ocky straps are the weakest point. Like I did get weaker ones intentionally, and instead of the tarp tearing or something breaking, the ocky strap's the first thing to break, and when it does, it's usually just bending. Like the hook bends and then it kind of releases, or the elastic ocky pulls out of the eyelet, which is easy to thread back through and just knot again. So I haven't wasted any ocky straps, and I've had like 2 or 3 occasions where it's broken. So that plan's working really well, and it's just really great for a situation like this. The downside of it is that I do have to continuously tighten things, because the ocky straps and the ropes that I've used, they do stretch over time. It's not so bad putting it up and taking it down, because every time I put it up, I'm pulling those ropes tight. But I do need to keep adjusting the anchoring ropes on the bush poles that I've put up. It's not really a perfect system because we need it to be as temporary as possible for council. Having a roof over things means DA or council approval, and this is the best way we could do it without committing thousands of dollars to a electronic unit that attaches to the bus, or without potentially breaking some rules that we don't want to break. So to take it down, I did it in a way that was easiest for Diane as possible. So it's just some ocky straps attached to a piece of rope that does have some stretch in it. I run that through the bush pole and then down to a couple of screws that I've got tapped into the bush poles, and then without using a knot, it's just a figure of 8 all around those. That just makes it super easy and quick for Di to run out, especially when she's looking after the baby solo, and undo. The downside is, though, the ocky straps are a little bit harder. You've got to use a step ladder to get up onto those. So I still have to figure out a good way to make it so Di can release that nice and easy. And then once we take it down, we pull it tight up against the bus because it doesn't reach right to the ground. It actually hangs down in the exact height of the bus. And then we just strap it directly to the bus. And it just, it's good because whether it's up or whether it's down, it's shading the bus from the sun. And it allows our lounge room to be really nice and cool.
While Eloise slept, I used my free time to make my favourite lemon semolina cake. There has been a lot of waiting for us while we wait for council to inspect our home to ensure we're complying with local laws, or to issue us an order of what needs to be changed or done to ensure that we are. This is an issue that many other Australians like us face around the country, as laws haven't quite caught up to the reality many face with the housing market. Many councils, including ours, define movable dwellings as one thing but fail to accept creative solutions such as tiny homes under this definition. We aren't the type of people to fight the system and break rules, so we are patiently waiting to hear the outcome from the inspection and to know what our next steps need to be. This could mean altering systems we are currently using for waste management, or it could mean applying for a DA as a second dwelling. Either way, we are staying hopeful and have a plan to move forward no matter what the outcome is. So we have made the decision to continue with some of our projects on the homestead, including some fencing and of course my gardens, just in time for spring. This week has been challenging for me as Eloise has had very short naps and has wanted to be with me a lot. But she's still getting used to her baby carrier and often prefers not to be in it despite my best efforts.
Bring it right forward. You got a bump?
Hello.
So, on a day like today, I had to breathe and express out loud that though I love being a mum, I am finding it tough to have Sam complete my projects for me because I am inside trying to settle or help our little girl stay asleep. I must say, I am getting very good at using one hand for many things, but my arms are definitely feeling the burn of their new unsolicited daily strength training.
Space getting creative. How do we stop it now? Wasting it. Now, let's go water our plants.
In these two beds, I have planted leafy greens and herbs so that we can access them easily from our doorstep. I still have ambition to create my herb spiral and even some sweet flower beds, but I want to make sure our yard is completely protected before I commit to this. Things are warming up and things on our homestead are beginning to come together. I hope you subscribe and join us weekly to see the homestead grow and the weekly triumphs and challenges of living off grid as a new family in a tiny space. Leaving a hype or a like goes a long way in supporting our videos and family and costs you nothing. So before you leave, please consider leaving one of those and we will see you here again soon. Bye guys.